and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the Sparkling Tuna Cup, the STC week number 98. I'm of course host ZvP. With you, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to your weekly dose of Tuna Cup action. It has been far too long. It's been a week, papi. It's been papi. Here we go. We are here. We are back, and we are counting down the days to EWC. Esports World Cup is right around the corner. Talent, casters, and players are already en route. They're already in planes, already in the sky, already making their way over to Riyadh to the Esports World Cup. But despite that, the show must go on. StarCraft continues. Our weeklies are ongoing, of course, and we have our first match of the night. Exclamation mark, be in the chat, have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, and we are jumping into our first best of 3 of the evening as spawning in the top left hand corner of Incorporeal. We have a it's a Zerg. it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Last week we didn't cast a single Zerg player, by the way, because we didn't have any. Fun fact. But here we have at least one top tier Zerg player in the brackets. It is YoungYakov. Oh, he's young again. He's young again, man. Yeah. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the Swedish Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Sigge. And you know what time it is in the chat? It's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PVZ. And again, it's going to be an intense night of StarCraft, let me tell you. It's gonna be an intense night here. Again, EWC is right around the corner. EWC is in a handful of days, papi. It is gonna be a handful of days. And we, of course, are bringing you as much StarCraft as we can. Today is going to be STC. Later on tonight, actually, it's going to be a double feature. We have STC into the Platinum StarCraft 2 League, which is going to be a monthly tournament run by Platinum Esports / Platinum Heroes. That is going to be at 2 a.m. my time, 1 a.m. KST. That is going to be in around 6 hours. In around 6 hours time. So it's at it's going to be quite a broadcast, let me tell you. I didn't get the most amount of sleep. I'm running on fumes a little bit already. I should be good here for the Tuna Cup, but I'm a little bit concerned about the Platinum cast later on. But we'll do our best, man. We'll do our best. I'll drink all the Red Bull. And of course, on the 22nd, on Tuesday, is when the Esports World Cup does begin. And of course, we're going to be bringing you that EWC action live here on the channel. As always. For now, we have our PVZ. For now, we have our openers, a Hatch Gas Pool, standard open out of our Zerg player. Likewise, we have the Gate expand into Cybercore here out of Sig. Everything's looking normal. Everything's looking as it should be. Stargate open out of our Protoss player. So again, we're not taking up anything crazy. We are getting to a standard start, at least so far. Now, coming into this, YoungYakov is one of the heavy favorites to make a deep run in this tournament. Quickly checking here, I believe he is the only big notable Zerg player in the bracket. This week, there's no Fiant, there's no there's no Shin. Shin, of course, is traveling, and there's no Wayne either. Those are the typical contenders. Or there's no GG Machine. True, there's no GG Machine either. Those are the typical contenders for this kind of for these online tournaments when it comes to our regular Zerg players. So that's the reason why I did jump on Yakov here, is to get some Zerg matches while I can, because I did not get to cast any last week. None at all. Likewise, Sig, I will say that Sig, he's a younger up-and-coming player. He's been slowly progressing, slowly raising the ranks when it comes to the online tournament scene, the online tournament, or the European region, I should emphasize. I will say that Sig's weakest matchup is PVZ. We've seen a little bit of it in the past, and it's the matchup that he needs the most work on. And we'll see how he does get into this, as it does open up Void Ray. Ooh, Void Ray, not Oracle. Lings, they're going for the third base, they're going for a cancel. Oh no, they get us around. Oh, they catch one, a death. There's one death left. Lings coming from behind, and again, they do not snug themselves behind the mineral line. They do not get between the pylon either. They both go down. The Void Ray is slowly going to be crossing over from the main base, and it's going to be brutal here. The base may be denied. Yeah, Lings, they're focusing on the Nexus. Void Ray is on the way, racing on over, so is the Adept, but it's getting close. No more shields, we're taking some whole damage. No, can he force it? He will force a cancel. Yeah, there's just too much DPS, too many Zerglings. It is getting quite close though, but there it is. There is the, no, cancel please, cancel, no, let's it finish. No. Not like this. He lets it finish. GG gets called, and YoungYakov will take game number 1. Oof, GG. Ay, ay, ay. Not like this, Pappy, not like this. GG well played. Those are only the openers. We didn't really get to sink our teeth into the game itself, so a little bit lackluster there in a sense. Essentially, as we were pointing out, as we were mentioning, we had a big Ling flood, Ling counterattack from YoungYakov. The goal was to deny the third base to force a cancel. The Adepts got surrounded. They were low on HP. They didn't get quite behind the mineral line. Likewise, we also saw that it was Void Raid, not an Oracle. The Oracle is out faster. The Oracle's out faster, can quickly hop on over, has a high rate of fire as well to focus on those Ducklings. Void Ray is a lot slower to do so, so bit of a slow reaction, slow response, brutal surround on those Adepts, and we saw that barely wasn't able to cancel, barely did not save it either. That was the goal there, obviously. The goal for Sig was that he was hoping he could save the base and get away with, you know, holding onto that Nexus, but he lost it. It was a kill. GG. GG, well played. And with that, we're now getting into game number 2. Let's go. Jump into game 2. Just catching up with the chat. Exclamation mark delay. There's no delay, as the command says. Yes. The command is correct. Do update it depending on the event. Also, before I get ahead of myself, a big shout to Soundo in the chat as well. Guys, see Soundo subscribing with Twitch Prime for 56 months. It has been years, Pappy. It has been years. Thank you so much for subscribing as well. That was during the countdown timers. We would appreciate it. As we're jumping into our next game, as we're jumping into game number 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the blue Zerga player leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Swedish Protoss player. We have the red Protoss representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Sig. There we go. And again, it was a very unfortunate game 1 for Sig. Again, he barely could not save the expansion, barely couldn't save the Nexus. Did it go down, and with that, that was game. That was game then and there. We'll see if Sig can actually get into his own opener, get into his own build, get into his own mid-game. We'll see if YoungYakov can find some weak points in the armor and take advantage of that, and take advantage of Sig. Let's go. Bearing in mind that YoungYakov he was not all in. He was not all in by any means. He was droning. He was expanding, he was teching, he was building up into a longer game. As you mentioned, the purpose of those Lings were ideally to delay, to cancel the base, but he got even more than that. He got even better. Oh boy. But here we go. Here we go. Also, shout out to all those in the chat. I see Easy Feel in the chat. Fianto's in Epic Land. True, yes. There was actually a lot of international representation. There was Fiant in Epic Land. There was, of course, Geralt returning to Epic Land. Lorimbo, he showed up once again. Like, Lorimbo, he's been there quite a few times, actually. I want to say there was another. There was Fiant, Lorimbo, Geralt, and I think there was another international player that I noticed in the bracket, but I could be mistaken. But yeah, it was really cool to see. Really cool. It's also why they're not present for this tournament. But shout out to Roll, shout out to Noam Chomsky, Baby Links as well. That emote, you're an animal. God. The Christopher Fista emote every time. SMH my head. SMH. But we're selling it. We're selling it to openers. Once again, nothing crazy, nothing wild. Soon Sig will be taking his 3rd expansion. Soon we'll be seeing our tech of choice. Should once again be a Stargate opener, I would imagine. I don't think it's too wise to switch things up too heavily here against YoungYakov. But we'll keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on our Protoss. This probe is going to be sent back. Of course, welcome 1-0 to Persephone. Persephone, Resistance background is very direct. Very direct. I will say that this is more of a map of extremes. We either see very short games or very long games. There we go. Once again, Stargate opener out of our Protoss player. And we should be expanding, and this time we should be holding on to the expansion. God damn. Not like this. But now though, Deft does poke in. It does poke in. Oh no! It does poke in. Does get it surrounded though. Ooh, and that's already a rough start. One adept goes down, 12 lings on the way immediately. Basically, when it comes to ZvP, when it comes to the early game of PvZ, losing the first adept is huge because it means now you have one less unit to defend back at home. And this early on, you're quite limited. You're very limited in how many adepts you have and how many units you have to defend your bases. So being down one adept, it's a big loss. And here come the links of YoungYakov. And once again, the goal is to cancel the third base. Right now, we have one adept to defend. We're about to have two adepts. That will help somewhat here, but again, it's just now coming out. So Lings, they do hit the expansion, and we'll see if he can get another surround. Yeah, adept does move in. Lings now focusing on the base itself. Yeah, second adept has arrived. It looks like that's going to be close. Yeah, it does force a cancel. Now, thankfully, not a kill. But does force a cancel, and again, a big reason for this is because the adept was killed, the adept went down. If the adept were to survive, it could race back home in time to help defend, or it could threaten the mineral lines, threaten these shades, and threaten the bases here of YoungYakov and force him to be more defensive instead. Either one works, but already a nice start, a strong start for Yakov. Oh no, speaking of, the wall is open, the wall is wide open, Lings, they flood into the bases. Probe's going to be going down. Delayed mining time as well. It's going to be one. There's going to be two dead workers. Ooh, 3, 4. Oh, good. And do we get 5 towards the end? Barely not, but 4 probes do fall. Nice damage. It's going to be 6 in total. And once again, YoungYakov does have a strong start. Behind this droning, taking gases from here, can take up into a lair, take up into Hydra production. I would assume Hydras because so far there's still no Roach Warren yet from YoungYakov. Now, he doesn't have any Zerglings currently, so this adept counterattack can find some damage. True. Can't slip in. Oh, he loves it. Oh, no. Not one bit. Ah. As adepts, they do shade in. They shade in. We have a couple of Lings in position here, and they will delay, but drone's going to be going down, getting 1, 2, 3 drone kills. Not bad harass here from Sig. Gets a couple of workers, double adept into the main. Oh. Does threaten. Gets 2 drones. Drones going down. Oh, no! But the Queen does snipe the Oracle. Brutal pickup. Yes, 6 drones and 6 probes, so there's an even back and forth trade here, but the Oracle loss was huge for Sig. Lings, they poke in. Behind this, lair is just not finishing. We have the safety Baneliness. We skip the Roach Warren. It's going to be Ling Hydra. And there it is. There is that Hydra den. Now, something interesting that I find here is that there's no Eva Chamber. There's no chamber. There's no upgrades. We might just skip Eva Chambers entirely. If that's the case, this looks like a 3-base all-in. Yes, it's the 4th expansion, but this should just be for Larva. And we should just be maxing out on Ling Hydra off of a 3-base economy, 3-base saturation. That's what this looks like. It's a build that Sol is very fond of. Sol is very fond of this build. Yeah, and there we go. Rocks are being knocked down. We have 20 Lings in production. Oracle moves out. The Oracle will confirm, and nothing here at the 4th. There is a base, but no drones. No drones. Hydra's building up. Queens, they can start working on that highway across the map. We do see that Sigge is taking up into Skytos, Stargate, Fleet Beacon. The Overseer Scout is going to confirm the 2nd Stargate. Now he knows that Skytos is on the way. And I mean, YoungYakov, he was already going for the all-in. He was already going for that one massive move out. And here it is. We have 10 Hydras on the way. Rocks are still up and running, but Lings are moving out, checking for a 4th. There is one. 4th base on the left-hand side. And here comes the push. Or here comes Yolin from Yakov. It will take some time for the Hydras to get across the map. Will take some time. They're rallying as we speak. It's currently Sig, he's not fully aware. He does have some side defense on the way. A couple of shield barriers. He's getting a 4th base, but he's not in position. He's not ready for this. Bailey's going to be rolling in, and he's headed for the middle line. Can he break his way through? Oh. I mean, nice position here with the Stalkers. Does hold the line well. We have a couple of Tempests on the way, but the mineral line is going to go down. Oof. Yeah, massive connections. The probe's going to be falling. We still ideally would have had to have waited for some reinforcements, but Hydras are trickling in. They are trickling, though. Yeah, Hydra's going to be going down. A bit of a messy attack here from YoungYakov. But he takes down the mineral line and is pushing to the natural. Yeah, probes are fallen. He's running out of steam. He will lose these Hydras. So again, a bit of a messy execution here from YoungYakov just because he came in a little bit premature. but he still gets a mineral line. Gets a mineral line. Sure, there's a fourth base, there's a third base, but there's no saturation. And behind this YoungYakov, he can just remax. He can just back off, rebuild his army. Doesn't have to drone, but he does. He gets up to 83 workers, so he does drone up, and now he's teching in towards an Evo chamber and Hive. And towards Hive Tech and that infestation bit. So the damage has been done. If he wants to, he could just make another wave and do it again. Or he can just back off, tech up, and get +1, work towards the Hive, work towards Lurker Tech. Tempest, they do go for the counterattack. At the same time, YoungYakov getting ready for the second round, for the second wave. Now, unfortunately for Sig, a big reason why like this is looking so one-sided and why he has almost nothing to defend is that he did decide to rush into Skytoss, into these Tempests, without any splash damage, or instead of splash damage, I should emphasize. He had a choice to make. He could have gone an earlier Storm, he chose earlier Tempest, and GG. GG gets called. The Tempest, they do not help against these all-ins, and YoungYakov, he will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to YoungYakov as does claim the series. Again, Sig, at least here in game 2, he had a bit of a stronger showing. He got actually into his own mid-game, as we saw. Unfortunately, it looks like he was either working with incomplete information or he didn't really realize what he saw. Remember, he scouted the 4th. He saw the 4th base, he saw the lack of saturation, but I guess he didn't really confirm the lack of buildings, lack of Evo chambers, and how exactly committed his opponent was. He didn't see the Link Bane amassing outside of his army. It looked like Sig assumed that it was going to be a more passive game, right? He assumed that YoungYakov would give him more breathing room, give him more time. We saw that he wouldn't, that we saw that he was, again, cutting upgrades and massing up and maxing out on 3 bases. I say maxing, building up an army and pushing on 3 bases. But again, he was just kind of, you know, assuming, hoping for the best, and yeah, was caught out. Was caught out in the end. GG, well played. With that, YoungYakov does claim the series, and with that, we can catch up with the bracket. Exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. Let us go.